You're live. Okay, this is the new format, the YouTube/webcam. All right. Oh, let me get my water. There's a taste challenge, not with water though. Yeah, it's faucet water. It's funny. I go to work and people tell me. Let's see here. People tell me I don't drink faucet water. I only drink bottled water. So they drink this bottled water. I'm not going to name it because it doesn't matter because they're all like the same. You read it carefully. It'll be like municipal water supply, Atlanta, Georgia. Something like they're drinking. They wouldn't drink faucet water, but they'll drink faucet water that somebody put in a bottle. Filtered with reverse osmosis. Well, that's what most county and municipal and parish water supplies use. So sometimes if I'm at work and it runs out of coffee, like their coffee supply, I'll make coffee with the faucet water. And the people will never notice. They'll just talk about, oh, that's good coffee. I'm like, okay. But somewhere along the line, I guess with things like Flint, Michigan, you get paranoid, but I don't really like the bottled water because it tastes like swimming pool water. I tell them, I say, it tastes like swimming pool water. Anyway, we're going to do a taste challenge. A taste challenge with Bacardi Superior, or now called Carta Blanca. I don't know why these companies change the name. It's the Bacardi Clear is what it is. You know what I mean? It's the clear one, rum, the white rum. Bacardi's been around since 1862. It's the most popular rum in the world. You say, well, that's kind of just a normal standard product. It's average price. It's just run of the mill. Oh, and whoever said it wasn't. I didn't ever make any claims otherwise. And then I'm going against Skol. This one has the umlaut above the O. The other one didn't. The gold. I don't know why that is. Skol rum from Sazerac. It used to be from a company called J.A. Doherty's Sons Company. Not J.A. Doherty's and Doherty and Sons. J.A. Doherty's Sons. J.A. Doherty started it, but his sons made it popular, and then it got bought out by Sazerac or somebody in 1919, and then Sazerac acquired it. It says imported Skol rum. Okay, so we know it's not from Puerto Rico or how you say that, Puerto Rico or the Virgin Islands, United States Virgin Islands, because it wouldn't be imported. It's a U.S. territory into states. I could get on a plane and fly to Puerto Rico like I'm going to Texas. I don't have to have a passport. I don't need customs, any of that. But if I went to the British Virgin Islands, I would need the passport. If I went to Mexico, I would need the passport legally. Now, when I was on the border last year, this border guy, not an officer, but like one of the officials, he's like, well, you could cross. They're going to let you come back. All right. You're a citizen. You got a driver's license. They're not going to really not let you come back. He said, but it depends on what guard you get. You can get a real, a strict guard that's going to give you a lot of trouble. Or one will be like, all right, because he said, it's best to have a passport. Well, I didn't want to deal with all that. Plus, we didn't have time and I was hungry. I wanted to eat. You say, well, I really didn't get on this review for all that vlog story. I know, I understand. So, well, whatever. Skol is from the United States Virgin Islands, or it is not from the U.S. Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico. It's from one of these other islands because it's imported. Now, where is it from? I don't know. Think of a Caribbean island, St. Eustatius, San Martin, Barbados. I think Barbados is a popular rum producing country. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Martinique. I don't know. You got a lot of choices, right? I know it's not from Cuba. Ronnie says, hey there, Ron. Hey, Ron. Yes. Johnny Neely says, good morning, Ron. Listening as I drive. Excellent. Excellent, Johnny Neely. 47 straight says, howdy, all y'all. Howdy to you. Captain Bailey's Adventure says, morning, Ryan. Morning to you, Cap. Listening as I eat a sandwich in bed, says Ronnie S. Okay. Good idea to eat a sandwich in bed, I guess. I hope nobody kicks you out of bed for eating crackers, but he's not eating crackers, he's eating sandwich. Good morning. I like your story, says Jack Cottrell. Thanks, Jack. All right. So I think they're both dry, and I think the Skol is like really dry. And so I think I'll be able to tell them apart. Y'all ought to see what beer I bought today. Now, some people are going to roll their eyes and be like, oh, wow. I was excited because the locator tool was accurate. It was $1.39 for the 24 ounces. And I get to put it in my beer can collection, and I get to try it again. And it's best by September 2019. So I was very thrilled. You said, you probably bought some more flavored beer, huh? Yeah, and flavored vodka. But $4.17 a 6-pack for the Ice House Edge. That's what I bought, Ice House Edge. That's not bad, $4.17 a 6-pack. I'm talking about 12-ounce cans now. I'm talking about 12. I'm not talking about pint cans. We're not talking about Steel Reserve, where I can get the pint cans for $4.28 for the 6-pack. All right. So, I mean, I don't know how much of a challenge this is. It's going to be so hot today. Oh, man. It's like summertime. Makes sense, don't it? All right. I was watching Holly's Happy Hour. She was talking about her birthday is coming up. And her birthday's on the longest day of the year. And that's tomorrow, the 21st, right? And she was talking about some other stuff. Oh, what do you do for your birthday? I don't do anything. I go to work, you know. I don't know. I still subscribe to her channel. I used to like it when she did beer reviews and wine reviews and liquor reviews, because that's what I like to watch, beer, wine, and liquor. Now she's gone to general interest channel. I like it. She does a good job. It's very attractive. It makes you want to watch it and look at it. Watch it and look at it. I like watching and looking at it, the channel. It's a good channel. It's very positive. It's uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to make this channel like that. Positive energy projection. But I try to focus on beer, wine, and liquor, you know. So, but the general commentary channels, like, hey guys, what's up, YouTube? Here I am skateboarding in a park. And all. I just, honestly, that's really not what I watch. You feel me? Okay. So would I be a dedicated follower to that channel in the future? I don't think so, because it's not my area. I'm not against it. If somebody made a channel dedicated to playing chess, I wouldn't be hostile to it. I understand people would want to play chess. It's not something I would watch. I think y'all follow what I'm saying. Like, let's say I turn this channel into vacation stories, you know, Louisiana vacation stories. And then my subscriber count started to drop. I wouldn't take offense to it, because I could see that other people wouldn't want to watch that. Other people would join on. Oh, I love vacation stories. Of course, I'm saying that hypothetically. I would never start a channel like that, because I wouldn't even watch it. You know what I mean? All right. Okay. I would love to try Ice House Edge. No can get, says 47 straight. Well, I would check that locator tool, because sometimes you'll get little shocks. Like, you'll say, I can never find it. You'll type in the locator tool with your zip code. You'll say, wait a minute, that's 21 miles away. I'm passing through there next week. I never dreamed. I never realized. I can't believe it. Tyler Mansell says, thumbs up. Ronnie S. says, this is the most uplifting beer review channel around. I agree with you, Ronnie, and I'm unanimous in that. All right. S for Skol, that means cheers in the Scandinavian language. Skol, cheers. And B is Bacardi. And Bacardi means those who use wood to cook with. It doesn't really mean that. I'm just making it up. It's just a family name. All right. Let me I sniffed it. Hey, baby. Well, you know, I mean, these smell similar. I was intrigued by these I was intrigued by these white rums, and let me tell you why. I thought it's going to be like vodka, like nothing. Of course, you can't say that about vodkas because it really ain't nothing. People will say that vodka's all the same. Really? Well, why it all smells different, tastes different? But maybe that's me. But you know, white rum. Oh, it's a mixer. True, most rum is used as a mixer. It's generalized. Ain't that the case with mass-produced beer, wine, and liquor, and so on? All right. So I started smelling them and tasting them. Talking about all the white rums I've done, some still to be posted. But I was intrigued because I said, well, if they're all supposed to be the same, then why they don't taste the same? You know what I mean? Why they don't smell the same? You know, why don't they smell the same? You might say, because you don't know how to smell liquor and wine and you're stupid and I hate you, die. Well, okay. But I think it's probably just because they don't smell and taste the same. Okay. Can I, well, I can't do it anymore. Will I be able to, where do I go to? Who do I turn to? No, will these taste and smell the same? I do believe they will not. Will I be able to tell them apart? Possibly. Now, we must consider this. The Bacardi, $12.99 for $7.50. Not a bad price. Beautiful label, beautiful bottle. Probably the best looking rum label and bottle on the market, I think. Skol. It's a nice looking label. But it's nice in the context of like school cafeteria food service labels, you know, like Aristocrat Foods or Cisco Food Services. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like commodity product label. I like it. I'm into commodity product labels, so it's kind of like a thing for me. But I mean, we understand this is not, when you look at this on the shelf in a liquor store, you don't think, wow, that's exotic. I really love the label. You don't think that. You know you don't think that. But when I saw $6.99 for 1,000 milliliters, I thought, yeah, I'm buying that. For good or ill, for good or ill. I'm on the edge of my seat wondering about these channel changes, says Ronnie. Get ready, people. It's not going to really affect you unless you're a two syllable. All right. That smells spicy. That smells woody. That smells like very light molasses. And I think we know what that smells like. It smells pleasant. I can't describe it if you've never had white or silver or clear rum. I mean, you have to experience it. Oh, everything that one has and a whole lot less. Meaning the spices, but not really. The pungent sugar and sweet and light molasses, but not really. You know what this really smells like? A lot of water, clean water, nice water, Caribbean fresh water. But you know what I'm saying? It's tamped down so much. It must be Skol, dry, white. Brian says, smiley face with tears, happy tears, uplifting tears, positive energy projection tears. This must be the Bacardi. I'm telling you, on aroma only, this has got to be the Bacardi. It's got to be. And this has got to be the Skol because it is so denuded on aroma. Hey, do you like to smell things that smell like kind of like nothing? This could be the one for you. Where's the offensiveness? Where's the off-puttingness? Where's the, you know what I'm saying, the unpleasant qualities? They're not there. There just aren't any qualities. It's like my father says, it's inert. It's like inert gas. It just exists, but it seems to not exist in a way. Let's go to the taste challenge, shall we? Hey, you want to see that new? You want to see that new Ice House Edge can? The taste. A lot of wood. Pepper. I don't know where the pepper's coming from. That doesn't really make sense to me, because why would it have a pepper taste? Doesn't use pepper. It has to be coming from the charred wood and all these intricate charcoals that Bacardi's filtered through, which they don't reveal. What kind of wood? They're not going to tell you. They don't need to tell you. They don't have to tell you. So it's complex, you know. It's simple, but yet complex. It's a complex simplicity. I think that's what how you say that. Keep up the good work, says Brian C. Thank you. I appreciate your support. So that's a really approachable. That's worth $12.99 a bottle. You know what I mean? That's like nice. You know what I'm saying to you? Would I make a habit of drinking it? I would only make a habit of drinking that if I got into the habit of it. Will I get in the habit? Well, I'm only going to do it with endless, repetitive, and circular taste challenges, but I will never make a habit of it. Why would I make a habit of drinking white rum? I mean, for real, like, I'm sure, like, really? It's like, for sure, I'm going to drink white rum. Oh, I don't think so. I'll just do it continuously on a not daily basis, but a regular basis. So that's not a habit, is it? That's not a sickness. Let's go with the taste of this one. It's dry. There is char. There is wood. There is water, something. Okay, this is so bland. It's so dull. It's so nondescript. It's so denuded. It's so all that. Did I say the word bad, unpalatable, unpleasant, objectionable, or off-putting? No, I didn't say any of those things. It's just bland, okay? Now, I know out there in this world there are people that say, I only use these things for a mixer. I want the 40 proof, the 40% alcohol, the 80 proof. I don't care about the flavor. It's going to be masked with simple syrups, all kind of cocktail, pechards, bitters, juice, cola, all these things. I just want the base liquor, okay? I don't really care about this. Will work perfectly. This will be an ideal mixing rum because it ain't going to conflict. It ain't going to conflict with what you're adding because it ain't got nothing to conflict with. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Tactical says, one of these days, I should send you some Rikia Aka Bulgarian moonshine. Oh, no. Oh, Rikia, also known as Bulgarian moonshine. I don't know. I'd be scared to try that. People are always going to want to send me stuff. Like this guy. I could talk about this guy who last month is like, I want to send you stuff. I live in Kansas. I'm a postal carrier. It's like, okay. I said, well, I don't really encourage that. It's a big hassle. It's a big expense. I don't want people sending me beer. I mean, I have money. I can go buy beer. You know what I mean? I have a job. So he says, well, how can I contact you? I said, well, you can contact me on Alcohol Eggs, on Facebook. Well, I knew. Well, here he comes. He wants to join Alcohol Eggs. I'll let him join. No problem. Here he is contacting me. Hey, I'm that guy on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. I want to send you some Kansas beers. I'd be just delighted for you to try these Kansas beers. It's really no expense and it's really no trouble. I said, no. I'll just send them in one of those pre-packages, you know, those like certain size, and no matter what you put, it's the same price. I said, okay. I said, I'll give them a fair review, and I'll do the videos. I know you will, because you're great. You do great reviews. I know you'll be fair. And I was like, great. So I said, here's my address, you know. I'm going to send those to you. Oh, it's going to be fantastic, man. And I'm going to mention his name, and he'll be shouted out on YouTube, and everybody's going to know. It's going to be just... So a week went by, didn't get an answer. No, nothing comes in. I said, here we go. Here we go. I said, hey, and I got all the messages to prove it. You know what I mean? I'm not making this up. I have no reason to lie. I said, hey, will I get a tracking number when you send that? Just because usually people will send a tracking number and I can see when it's coming. Oh, yeah, man. Been really busy at work. Summertime, you know, short-staffed, payday coming. I'm going to put it in the mail this Friday. I said, great. Can't wait to get those Kansas beers. You say, well, I know how this story is going to go. Yeah, you know how it's going to go. Week later, no beer. Didn't ask for it. Didn't want it. Didn't care about it. Johnny Tactical says, be afraid. Right. Ronnie says, nice Valley Girl accent, Ron. Gag me with a spoon. It's like really weird. You know, you get these people that are online. It's like, I don't know you. It's like really weird. You're contacting me. It's like, well, my home address. Like, I don't know you. It's like, why do you want to send me beer? Like, I can go to the store and buy all of my own beer. It's like really grody. You know, you might send me poison. Yeah. So Ron doesn't like these cranks that want to send him things. G and JK says, laugh out loud. Well, that's right, Ronnie. Exactly. Especially when I never asked for beer ever in my life. So, you know, I get the same old song and dance. Oh, yeah. Looking at that, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, are you going to send springtime beers, summer beers, or just like a generalized Kansas collection? Well, I'm going to send you 3 Kansas beers. I said, great. And then he says, you ever tried this beer? I said, no. He shows me a photo. I can show you the photos. I'll show them on Facebook. Ronnie says, I only ask for beer when I'm at the bar. Right, Ronnie. I do the same. I'm at the store. I buy it. I pay with my money. You know what I'm saying? Like I can finance my own endeavors. So he starts, you know, the type, they're going to start getting weird, you know. They're weird already. So he starts getting strange. He's like, well, yeah, I'm going to send that beer. And I'm thinking, getting a little tense, huh? I don't feel bad about it. You approach me, right? Remember? Same old guys. You're awesome, man. Your channel's great. I don't know you. So I say, I mean, I know I ain't going to get the beer. I mean, I'm not stupid. I knew that after a week. Because he tells me on YouTube, it's no effort at all. Well, if it ain't no effort, seems to me it would be in the mail in 3 days at my house. So I said, okay. I mean, I'm like a prophet. I ought to be a prophet. I ought to start a video channel called Free Prophecy. Next thing I check, I see the messages and I go to respond and it's blocked. He quits Alcohol Eggs and he blocked me. I said, you ain't blocking me. So of course I removed him from the group, from any of the comments he made. He made some comments like shine. He just made comments like a week ago. Oh, I get the Shine Air strawberry in my town. I'm like, well, if Alcohol Eggs ain't good enough for you, you ain't good enough for Alcohol Eggs. So I said, Why does social media attract so many psychopaths? Like so many crazy people. You don't have to be crazy to get on the internet, do you? I don't think that's a rule. Oh, years ago, I traded beers with Chris Krull, who used to have a beer channel for about a year, Krull the Beer Master, and I sent him Dixie beer, and he loved it. He sent me some beers, and I loved it. But I said, this is a big hassle. I don't want to send people beers. They can go buy their own beer. And then I said, people shouldn't be sending. I said that to myself. People shouldn't be sending me beers. Why are people sending me beers? I mean, if it's a company, I understand, like a big beer company, they ain't no expense to them. They have expense accounts. They can send me a beer and I'll review it, whatever. Like Modelo, I told him, I said, well, just because you send it, I'm not going to necessarily praise it. But then Modelo said, you already gave it an A minus. I said, oh, you checked me out. Huh? Okay, so I didn't feel bad about it. I'm sure Grupo Modelo got money to send me $50 worth of beer. I mean, but I mean, these people are something else. If this ain't Bacardi, I don't know. I just, Ronnie S says, I'm going to send you some great beers, Ron. You'll love them. Yeah. Brandon Caratozzolo says, it's so weird if you're going through all that, at least send the damn beer. Oh, I added that adjective. Damn. Send the beer and move on. Right. Like, why are you weird? Now, look. Okay, one time about 4 years ago, this guy from England, he's a young guy. He said, I want to send you these beers like Super Brew and all this stuff, or Special Brew, Carlsberg Special beer. It's like a bum beer in England. All the drunks drink is 9%, whatever. I want to see what you think about it. I said, okay. He sent me a list. I'm going to send you all these beers. I said, I can't get them. I'd be willing to try them, But then they didn't come in. I said, oh, I didn't get the beers. He said, oh, well, you know what? Or he contacted me before he sent them. He said, I'm going to tell you the truth. I go to college. I don't really have any money. He said, I thought it was really cheap to send beers. I don't know why you would think that. He said, but I went to the postal service, whatever they call it in England, the postal ministry, the Ministry of Postal Delivery Services. He said, and they told me that it was really expensive. He says, I can't afford to send it. I feel bad about it. I said, you don't have to feel bad about it. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. So he contacted me, and I said, don't feel bad about it. It's no big deal. Fine. He wasn't weird about it. He just admitted he couldn't afford it. He bit off more than he could chew. No problem. No problemo. But don't contact me on YouTube and Facebook talking about you're so geared up because your channel's awesome, man. And I can relate to you. And then you want to send me beer. And I'm telling you to your face, well, don't worry about that. It's a big expense. Forget it. Oh, no, I insist. And then you get freaked out and weird when I ask you why you didn't send the beer. See, that's not me being crazy. That's kind of like you being that way. Right. I'm at the FedEx now, Ron, next day delivery. Ronnie's got such a dry sense of humor. He's probably really there. Whiskey Scout says, hey, Ron. John and Lily says, me too. They'll be there tomorrow. Well, and then they're all telling each other hello. And hey, John, cheers to you. And hey, gang. All right. I'm not making fun of that because we tell each other that all day long on social media because we're linked in. All right. But so look. Let's get this straight. If I tell you 100 times on Facebook and YouTube that you shouldn't send me beer because it's a big expense and a hassle, you should believe it. You get it? You don't need to send me beer. You say, well, we have wonderful beers in Iowa. You probably can't get them. This is probably true. Will they be significantly different than beers I've tried before? I'm seriously doubting that. You know what I'm saying? Beer. I've had it. I've drunk it. I know what it tastes like. I usually like it. I tend to give high scores. You know what I'm saying? It's not that complicated. I'm telling you, I'm so tempted to expose this guy. I got his photo. I know where he lives. I know where he works. But I'm thinking, first of all, what's the point of that? Secondly, there's no purpose to it. Well, oh, that's part of, there's no point to it. And it's kind of mean, you know, maybe he's troubled or something. But boy, he sent me that friend request. Let's be friends. Oh, okay. I don't really know you, but okay. It's like this guy years ago. He sent me a friend request. He used to comment on my beers all the time, beer reviews. And I approved it. And he says, it is a honor, not an honor, but you know, he may not be an English major. It is an honor. I said, oh, thanks. That gets me kind of nervous right there. This excessive adulation. I'm always kind of reticent to engage that, you know. This guy used to comment on alcohol legs 2, 3, 4 times a day. But of course, insanity always shines through. And it did. It always shines through. I was talking to James P. Madonna this morning, and he was telling me, he said, I don't think I'm going to have this particular person on my Hangouts anymore. I knew. I told you I ought to start a prophecy channel. I knew that was coming. I never said a word. I said, oh, yeah? He said, this guy's weird. He said, why does YouTube and social media attract fanatics and maniacs? I said, I don't know. He said, this guy always wants to come on there talking about guns, 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 guns. I said, I know the type. He says, he wants to talk about some socialism, communism, something, I don't know. And James P. Madonna says, let's talk about that. Then the guy wants to talk about, I want to go to Wendy's carrying a rifle. He's like, what the hell does this have to do with socialism? I said, doesn't have anything to do with it. I said, I know the type. I know the type. They're all crazy. They're crazy. You know, they're crazy. These people are crazy. I said, this guy who you're talking about, and I don't have to name him because Johnny Neely and everybody knows who I'm talking about. I said, he wanted to be my friend on Facebook. And I said, uh-oh. And he was linked in, you know, he was engaged. He was engaged. Posting all day long, night, day, morning, mid-morning, late morning. This beer, that beer, every beer. I said, okay. He wants to be in beer talk. He wants to be in the Hangouts. I'll let him join. I knew better. I knew how it was going to turn out. But I'm easy. I'm easy. Then the trouble started, as usual. Let's do a beer hangout. Fine. Now I'm going to start. I'm talking about the guy. Here's the beer I've got. And let me talk for 35 minutes straight about the beer. No one wants to hear about hurricane high gravity for 30 minutes. And he goes on and on and on. And everybody's like losing their mind. And I got Craig and everybody contacting me saying, I'm pulling out my hair. What's going on with this guy? I said, I don't know. They said, we got to make changes. This is outrageous. I said, I know. I'm going to contact him. He ain't going to listen, but I'm going to contact him. So I contacted him. I said, hey, how about we dial it back a little bit? You know, like we're doing a beer examination. How about everybody gets 5 minutes? We talk about the beer, you know, everybody gets a turn. It's an hour long maximum, 30 minutes optimum, hour long maximum. Everybody gets to talk about their beer. Of course, no response. You ever notice the profile is always like 100% perfect? Okay. Well, immediately he's telling people, I'm not going to be under these outrageous fascist rules and blah, 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 blah. He quits Beer Talk, thankfully. But he's still posting photos on alcohol legs. Then I start getting complaints there. Tyler Mansell making very valid complaints. He said, what's up with the like really unattractive background? Like, why would you have like soup that you spilled 2 weeks ago on the counter that you never bothered cleaning up, which is concerning, behind the beer? It's like repulsive. Like, we don't want to see that. Like, we don't mind seeing Miller High Life. That's not a problem. We don't mind seeing Miller High Life light. Not a problem. But the extremely unappealing background, tattered surroundings, obviously unkept. Kempt, how do they say that in literature school, grammar school? Unkempt background. People are like repulsed by it. When they get on alcoholics, they don't want to see filth. Now I thought that's a valid comment because I can't stand that. So I said, I'll contact him. No response. You know I'm not going to get a response. So what does he do? Quits Alcohol Legs immediately. Now, and so James is telling me this guy is totally uncompromising. I said, James, they're always the same, you know. So he must have had 1,500 million posts on Alcohol Legs. I said, who would post this much? Took me forever to delete all that. You know, like I said, if Alcohol Legs is not good enough for you, and that's the most reasonable group on Facebook. People post photos of beer, wine, and liquor, and everybody's nice. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna quit because nobody wants to see your filthy counter. Okay. Okay. Let's look at these comments. These are going to be great comments. I'm going to reveal. There's no reveal here. I mean, we know what this is. They're all telling each other hello. Johnny Lewis says, I know who you're talking about on James's channel, I think. Strange fella, that guy. Now, I definitely know who you're talking about. Smiley face with tears. The Whiskey Scout says, no one does. Well, Whiskey Scout wasn't really part of that when all that insanity started, so I can understand why you wouldn't really know. But it was very uncomfortable. It's like, you know, I mean, we all know about social inappropriate. It's, you know, it's the same. It's always the same, but it's everybody else's fault. GNJK says, this is entertaining. I know it is, isn't it? Ronnie says, can I talk about my beer? You could. The Whiskey Scout says, I like the way John and you run the Hangouts. I see where you're going with that. You know, I don't like to use implied like commentary. Like I see people making those little wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah. Hangouts are tricky, you know, like, when you're doing a group hangout, you got to really manage it tight. Let everybody say what they want to say and go on. You can't be sloppy with hangouts. And we have encountered that in the past where people get very agitated. I'm very tempted to start naming names, but I'm going to wait. Like Michael Corleone, I'm going to wait. But I'm not going to wait forever, if you know what I mean. Because enough's enough. I mean, this is a solo hangout. You could just drop off right now and it wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But when it's a group hangout and you've invited guests and things start going totally out of control, that's a management issue. G and JK said, like a scary show. Johnny Neely says, thanks, Robert. Ronnie S says, John and Ron run a very tight ship, Robert. You have to run a tight ship. And it's not because you want to be fascist, dictatorial, or any of those things. It's that people have jobs. They have to go to work the next day. They have things to do. And we do not need open-ended, endless hangouts, especially with people showing up without a beer. And other people with the beer can't get in. And then it devolves into like a miasma of insanity. Look, I don't mind any of those things. I don't mind a total out of control hangout and a no holds barred hangout. I don't mind that. But let it be the focus of the hangout. But don't say this is a beer review and or a beer examination and it turns into this rock and roll circus. You know what I'm saying? I got a problem with that. Do it off air or do it in a separate hangout, you know? Whiskey Scout says, yes, Ronnie and I am unsure. Okay, wait. Yes, Ronnie, I am unsure I would have lasted that long if it was a constant free-for-all. Showing up without a beer. Smiley face. Wonder who that is, says Ronnie. Look, this is not, and it's tricky because people take things personally. Oh, my goodness. It's unbelievable. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me to do these things because I don't take things personally, really. And so when I'm saying things and people will just go off. All right. Let's. I'm going to say this was Bacardi, and I'm standing by that. B, Bacardi. There's no doubt. I mean, that's why I didn't mind blabbing my mouth because that, well, I needed to blab my mouth because there are a lot of things going on that need to be handled. And I'm honestly not reluctant to name names. I'm just considering the idea that discretion is the better part of valor at this time. I always reserve the right to totally be unexpurgated, and I'm unanimous in that. Now, is the Skol a bad rum? No, I never said it was bad. It's dull. Now, on its own merits, if you don't put it in a taste challenge, it's fine. It's got a little wood. It's got a little char. It's very dry. Like they say, dry white. It's fine. If you pay $6.99 for a liter like I did, it's the best value around. It's really good. It's well made. There's no objectionable, repulsive, or off-putting or any of those flavors or aromas or body or mouth. Even a mouthfeel can sometimes be stomach turning. It's none of those things. But it's no Bacardi. It never will be a Bacardi. It's not aged a year. I'm pretty sure it's probably not aged at all. It may be minimal. It could be minimal. Would I buy it again? In theory, I would. In practicality, that would not happen unless I could live a million years. Okay. But I won't. So, would I recommend it? Certainly, I would recommend it. If you get it for $6.99 a liter, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. I mean, that would be ridiculous to hesitate. Buy it. I bought the Bacardi. What am I saying? I bought the Skol. I bought the Aristocrat. I bought the Caliber, the Bocador, etc. All those were cheap, and they were a liter bottle, and they were a great value. Can't say that for Ron Rio. That's a treacherous experience. That was actually the most interesting experience because you can't imagine how bad it could be. Those are sometimes the good ones because you say, this is on the market. People buy this. You can't believe it. You just cannot believe it. But, okay, so the next taste challenge in about a week, 5 days, let's say, could be 6 days, is Bacardi versus Aristocrat. It'll be the same as this. So if you want to save time and effort, don't watch it. Now, how many beer review channels, whiskey review channels, etc., tell you don't watch the feed? I'm telling you, don't watch it. Because there is no way, and I'm telling you, no way that Aristocrat could ever compete with Bacardi. Is Aristocrat fine? It's nice, it's fine, it's enjoyable, but it ain't no Bacardi. All right, so let's go to the next part of the hangout. Subject Zero says bagasse is an acquired taste. Yeah, it's an acquired aroma too, because if you smell pure bagasse, you can't believe it. Well, you could drive around here on US Highway 61 and you might smell some bagasse in October, November. Now you can go to Florida, like you could drive US Highway 27. This is a highway that runs from Miami. It goes to Michigan or something like that. Like across, you can go through every main street in every small town from Miami to Michigan. I'm not joking. On Highway 27. It's incredible. It's unbelievable. So you get in Orlando and you can take the interstate. It's so boring though. It just go crazy seeing every Hardee's and McDonald's sign, and just like you start getting like monotonous sickness. I don't know if that's a sickness, but it's just like the highway. I can't take it. So I get off and I go on 27. Yeah, you got to stop at all these stoplights, but it's interesting. Like you see things. Oh, look. So then you get way down into the deep rural areas, heading toward Miami, and it's the Everglades, and it's not a place you want to break down. Not so bad these days with cell phones, whatever. But you see a mountain. You say, look at this mountain, but it ain't a mountain. It's a mountain of sugar. Domino sugar. It's incredible. Domino sugar plant. And you know how much sugar must come out of this plant, this refinery. I can't believe it. It's a tourist attraction for me. It's not goofy golf. It's not petting stingrays, but it's this mountain of sugar. I told my father, I said, you got to see this. You can't believe it. Well, can you imagine how much bagasse comes out of there in October and November? The whole southern Florida must stink like rotten sugar. Well, if you want to experience that without driving on US Highway 27 in around Miami, 40 miles north of Miami, just go buy some Ron Rio rum. You'll see. All right, now the second part of this. I got to get some more water, and then I'm going to eat lunch. You know, people do that. Eat. Not bad gas. It's a French word, bagasse. It's like refuse sugarcane. And look, if you don't think sugar goes rancid, try either come here and visit me in October, November, or drive US Highway 27 in November, October, November, or drink Ron Rio rum. You will believe. I can't describe what rancid sugar tastes and smells and tastes like, but if you experience it, you'll never forget it. That's like indelibly seared into my mind. It's like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now. He was so traumatized by what happened with the Viet Cong and the children. He went crazy. You know, like I tried the Ron Rio rum and I went mad in a way. Like I'm never the same. It's like my life is divided between before trying Ron Rio and since trying Ron Rio. A person shouldn't have to deal with that. All right. Now the second part, the channel changes. This is really funny because somebody told me 2 days ago, oh, I heard you giving up beer reviews. I was like, what? Where did that come from? Was there some kind of alternate channel I don't know about? I never said I was going to give up beer reviews. I never had any plans for that. I don't know what that's about. If you want bad gas, drive down Sulphur, Louisiana. That is bad. Oh, Sulphur. Oh, and a speeding ticket. What a speed trap. That's a sulfur. I hate you. And I'm in Louisiana. I'm a booster for Louisiana, but that's unreal. How are they going to give people speeding tickets like that? It's just wrong. It's immoral. Really, it's an immoral town. Drum roll, please, for the channel changes, says Ronnie. SK Reviewer says, what's the oldest beer bottle in your collection? Oh. Well, I'll probably say none of them are old. Maybe 60 years old. I don't know. Not old. 55 years old. That Falstaff or Jack's from 55 years ago. Nothing too impressive. No, I don't have any old stuff. Sorry, I just don't. I'm a late comer to this. I'm a newbie. But that's a beautiful 1963 Falstaff bottle. I do have to admit that. Beautiful bottle. Okay, so like I get comments. Here's the second part of the channel, the update. And am I going to stop beer, wine, and liquor reviews? I have no plans to do that. Maybe in 20 years or something, 10 years, tomorrow, but not now. From time to time, I get comments. You know, people will say, "I'm calling you out, bastard," you know, or whatever they're saying. And I was getting a lot of this yesterday, and I was like looking at all of this, and I'm like, what is all this? You said you this and that about a beer. You never went to Broussard to go see Parish Brewing. You didn't want to talk about that beer. You say regular beer is better than craft beer. Well, I never said that. You said craft beer was going to crash in 2019 and something like be their demise. Craft beer was going to meet its demise in 2019. Well, I never said craft beer was going to meet its demise, and I never mentioned 2019. I know that much. So I'm like, what is all this? And I figured you were going to block me, and I figured you're this, you're that. And I'm like, first of all, why am I answering these comments? I don't even know these people. And I said to myself last night, I said, I just get on here to have fun and, hang out and talk about beer, wine, and liquor. I'm not on a quest. This is not some kind of great achievement. I'm not trying to accomplish anything here. Johnny Noy says, you better not stop. Not now, not ever. Laugh out loud. So I'm answering all these people. And I'm checking their accounts. It's like no history, no content. This account has no content. Craft, not crap. Or 33 Greenleaf. Or all these people that adopt aliases. And I've asked them, well, who are you? Well, who are you? Why are you asking me all these questions? You don't need to know that. I have to keep my identity secret. I work for the government. I have a big job. Like I'm a hitman for the CIA or something like that. I was like, well, I don't care about that. Why should I care about that? I don't even know who you are. And they're saying, you better do this. You better do that. And you're suspicious. And you went all the way to Texas to visit Shiner Brewery. I never went to Texas to visit Shiner Brewery. I said that was on the way to where we were going. And and this is the thing that really got me angry yesterday after I thought about it. You have a strange way, or whatever they said. You use commas incorrectly. Why do you use commas like that? I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Why is a viewer worried about the way I use commas in a sentence? And you're a teacher. You were a teacher. You're an educator. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would somebody care about how a person uses commas? Wait a minute. I said, hold on a minute. Enough's enough. I started this channel in November 2010. I didn't start it for some great quest. I wasn't trying to achieve any goals. I just did it for fun. Like I thought people make videos on the internet. That might be something fun to do. Why am I answering these people? And I said, and look, I have the best bargain on the internet. This offer will never be rescinded. I said, if you have a problem with what I'm saying on the internet, YouTube, for instance, contact me. You can come on my channel. This is my channel. You can come on my channel for 30 minutes and say whatever you want about me, against me, all about me, unexpurgated. I will not block it. I will not. I don't want you up here cursing, saying crazy stuff. But criticism. You have a hidden agenda. You favor mass-produced beers. You don't like craft beer. All these things that I've dealt with for years. You don't like this Louisiana brewery. All lies or inaccuracies, because none of it's true. But you can do it. You can come on here for 30 minutes unexpurgated. I said, but wait. There's some qualifications to that. You're not going to get on here with a mask or an alias. You have to use your real face. See, I use my real face. This is me. This is not a mask. I wish it was sometimes. These new glasses are nice. The beard is beautiful. But, and you got to use your real name, not a fake account. Then we'll talk. Now, I'll make a rebuttal. I have that right. Never get a response. Just the same. You say, well, it's the same 5 people. It's probably the same guy with multiple accounts. And I'm thinking, why do I have to answer these people? I don't even know these people. They could start their own video channel. Like, you can start your own channel. I don't care if you work for the government. I don't care if you work for Donald Trump. I don't care if you work for the CIA, the NSA, the Russian Secret Federation services. I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, this is it. Enough's enough. I'm not dealing with this. Here's the new channel change. And I'm not like some of these maniacs on YouTube that talk about, I'm gonna send you beer. Let's be friends. I adore your channel. And then they block me because I asked them, where's the beer? I'm not like that. I'm not a psychopath. You know that. Here's the deal. July 1st, 2019. I guarantee you this. You can make book on that. Because if I say I'm gonna do it, you know I'm gonna do it. July 1st, 2019. I guarantee you this. I'm not entertaining these people anymore. You got a problem with my channel? I'm like Grace Slick. I was looking at Grace Slick's website yesterday. She's an old singer. She's old. She's 80, almost 80 years old. She's retired for 40 years, 30 years. She said, I'm loud, I'm arrogant, and I'm obnoxious. But we knew that already. She said, but you got legs. If you don't like it, you can walk away. So it's like, wait a minute. If Grace Slick's not taking it, I'm not taking it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, right. Like these people are obsessed with her. Like, I don't like your music. I hate your music. Well, she's like, well, you don't have to tell me that 50 times a day. Don't listen to it. Go, like, listen to some other band. Like, you don't have to, like, tell us this. And that's the way I am. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this to achieve anything. All right? I'm not doing this for a great goal. All right? So I guarantee you, you can, and you know me, some of you guys know me, I guarantee you this. July 1st, 2019, if you're going to hide your face and hide your identity, don't bother commenting on my channel about how no good the channel is and how I'm suspicious and I'm a no good SOB and I work for the major breweries and I don't know how to use commas correctly. Because believe me, I'm not entertaining it. I don't know why I entertained it already. I don't even know why I entertained it before. You know, it's like, wow, that's the channel change. Okay? So you got what? Today's June 20th. That's 11 days. And that's a wonderful amount of time to say whatever you want to say. And if you were a real man or woman, if you are a real man, you would come on here and do your little thing. You could be here live on air showing your face. I show my face. I never used a fake name. I never used a fake face. I never wore a mask. I never hid behind an alias. All right. I started my channel with me, my face, what I said. Now, some people say you don't like criticism. I don't mind criticism, but you don't have to tell me 500 times a year, I hate your channel. You should go away. You could tell me that once and I'll believe it. See what I'm saying? You can tell me one time, I don't like your channel. I hate it. I believe you. Fine. I accept that. But I don't want to hear it every day. And guess what? July 1st, I'm not going to hear it ever. I don't want to hear it. You can walk on by, start your own channel or go away. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it and I'm not going to hear it. Okay? I'm not here for, now if I was here for some purpose, some important reason, for some great quest, different. I'm not here for anything except to talk about beer, wine, and liquor, whether you like it or not. I'm not an important person. I'm an obscure person in Louisiana. I have no influence in the world. If I do, I'm not aware of that. Okay? I don't want to hear about it. So remember who you're talking to. If I say it, it's going to happen. Let's see the comments. Ronnie S. says, I can understand how BS internet comments can really get annoying, though, when you're just trying to have fun, some fun interaction with a hobby. Exactly. John and Illy says, you do like your commas, though, Ron, but you don't use them incorrectly. Can't fault you for that. Me personally, I like dots. I'm not an expert in English, but I think when you have a subordinate clause and and whatever that's called, a mastery clause, or an independent clause. I'm sorry. They should be offset with commas because there's like, then you get confusion. That's all. Like Flacco says, just drink a beer and shoot the stuff. Johnny Early says, this should be all in good fun. I agree. If you don't like it, walk away. G and JK says, I'm still allowed to comment if I don't put my name. I don't know what you're talking about. You can comment anytime you want. Brandon says, all this nonsense over a man giving his opinion on a beer is some sad people out there. I agree with that. They're insane. They're mad. They're out of their minds. It's the same person with multiple accounts. It's sad what people put their energy towards. Ronnie says, quite sad indeed. That's true, that, Ronnie. I don't like your channel, Ron. I love it. Excellent. The Whiskey Scout said there are strange people who just can't let things go and agendas rule their petty lives. I get no pleasure out of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people have anger, resentment, personal pain, hatred, misery, personal misery. I can't do any. I cannot do anything about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. I cannot solve that problem. I started drinking beer in February 1996. I was interested in it. It seemed like a fun hobby. Over the years, I noticed that there were some people that had an unusually strange attachment to the hobby. That they had some sort of axe to grind. You know, it was strange. I didn't make any comments to that effect, but I thought that it was strange that they would have so much devotion to it. I didn't engage it. I just noticed it. Then in 09, people told me you should start an account and you can make your own comments on Beer Advocate, Rate Beer, and the Beer and Me, which is no longer around. And I said, okay. And so I started, making comments written. I didn't get much feedback there, but it was fine, Then I started the video reviews in 2010 because I thought, well, it's kind of boring just reading reviews. I like the kind of interaction, so I started that. Over time, I noticed that same mentality started to creep in with these dedicated people. Dedicated to what? I say dedicated to insanity. Because if you're angry over beverages, that's a sign of insanity. Because I don't even care. I'm going to tell you right now, if you think I care about beer, you're wrong. Now that might offend people and hurt people. I drink it, I review it, I talk about it, I enjoy it. But if you in your wildest dreams think I care about it, you're wrong. That is not this channel. And you can post that anywhere on Facebook. I don't care about it. It's a consumer product. I care about beer as much as I care about pot pies. I care about beer as much as I care about snowballs or packaged licorice, red or black. Now, you can deal with that or you cannot deal with it. I don't care. No one asked me to do this. You say, well, your channel's monetized. Once again, I never asked for that. They approached me. I didn't approach them. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, you want some money? I'll say, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Fine. They told me, well, don't put record albums in the videos because that's a problem with copyright. Like they told me one time, you got a Beatles. Now, this is a true story. They said, we noticed there's a Beatles album in the background that could cause trouble for you. I said, okay, I'll take care of it. Fair enough. The Beatles worked hard. They made music. That's a lot of work. I mean, making videos for beer and wine and liquor, that's not work. People say, you put a lot of effort into it. I say, yeah, but it's not work. All right. It's like going to a barbecue. I mean, you might enjoy it, but it ain't work. So believe me, I'm serious. This is no joke. If you think I care about beer, you're wrong. I never cared about it, aside from a hobby and within that certain context. And I ain't going to care about it. If you think this is some kind of social, culture conf, like some social struggle, you got the wrong channel, because that was never this channel. And I promise you, I guarantee you, you can go to Lloyd's of London or whatever. You can make a bet. Make a bet. That will not happen after July 1st, 2019. I don't care what happens. Guarantee it. Try it. Test it out. Experiment with it. It will happen. For good or ill, and I'm saying it's for good because I don't care. G Street says, makes sense. Of course it makes sense because I'm not insane. Just like your photo, the ultimate warrior, says Ronnie. Yes, right. Doesn't like substitute milk with whiskey. I mean, it would be like doing milk reviews. RJ Scum says, substitute milk with whiskey in the morning. I could drink milk and do milk reviews, and it would be the same concept. And that's where the conflict comes in, because they got people out there that think beer is important. If you think beer is important, you got a problem. This is Bacardi rum. I bought a bottle. I don't think it's important. You think it's important, you got a problem. Remember, beer reviewing shouldn't be fun. It's serious. A serious, serious thing, says John Neely. If you're having fun drinking a beverage, that's the sole purpose for enjoyment, then you're doing it wrong. RJ says, laugh out loud. I might watch those milk reviews, says Ronnie. So that's the cut and dry of it. That's the channel change. You say, well, you're going to put up with it for 11 more days until July 1st? Yeah, I'll put up with it. I'm easygoing. I don't care. But believe me. Now, remember, I never said I wouldn't entertain negative comments. I didn't say that. I said alias accounts, hidden faces. I said, why am I arguing with a shadow? Right? This is the best bargain on the internet. How many other channels offer that? Guess what? None. You can come on this channel live for 30 minutes and say whatever you want to say. I don't even care. Say it. Show your face. But you don't have the guts. Why am I arguing with people that don't have the guts to even reveal who they are? I'm stupid? Yeah, stupid. Pretty stupid, right? So that's it. That's the only channel change. If you can't man up, you need to get up and get out. Bushwick Bill died, and all right. Ronnie says taste challenge 2% versus 1% skim. Then Tyler says laughing out loud. Yeah, I mean that's about the level of the insanity. You know, we're worried about skim milk. Look, people say it's craft beer. That's what counts. Craft beer is what counts. Hey, you know what? I'm going to let you count that. I'm going to let you worry about that. Because I guarantee you this. I'm not about to worry about it. If you think in your wildest dreams, in your mad mind, in your deranged thinking that I'm going to worry about craft beer and the future of it, you got problems that are way deeper than anything I can ever handle. And I taught psychology for 14 years. I say I taught it. I didn't administer it. You get it? I didn't treat people. I just taught the subject. Because I guarantee you this, I'm not about to worry about craft beer, macro beer, or middle crow beer. I'm going to let you worry. I drink it. I try it. I enjoy it. But the day I'm going to start worrying about it, I need to get off the internet. Brian C. says, true. But let's get back to the beer tasting. Laugh out loud. Modelo 32 ounces. Oh, that's a good choice. Well, you know what? I bought some beer today. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching this video production. I think I made myself clear. If you're insane, you won't understand that, but that's because of mental problems. When I saw channel changes, I thought this was going to be about YouTube giving you some grief over some of your historical discussions, says Sofa. Hadn't happened yet. Probably will because of the international left. RJ says, what's the best beer you ever had? Best beer I ever had. Oh, that's very difficult. Probably West Voltaren 12 from that Trappist monastery in Belgium. It better be the best beer I ever had. I paid $14 a bottle. Yeah, that's the best. It's You say it's flavored beer. They use sugar, candy sugar. Oh well, it's flavored. It's a flavored beer. It's like Mike's Harder lemonade ale. Yeah, well, it's about 1,000,000 times better. So yeah, that's the best beer I ever had. West Flatiron 12. That was 7 years ago. I'm still waiting for it to be topped. All right, I think I made myself very explicitly clear. You got 11 days for your madness, and then that will end, and it will end forever. I guarantee that. And you can put money on that. You can make bank on that. Thanks for watching this video production.